Amigos, amigas, muy breve. Este programa lo estamos haciendo en inglés para que nos hagan favor de compartirlo con sus familiares y amistades fuera de países hispanoparlantes. Gracias de antemano. El cierre de año viene muy fuerte. Gracias a todos. Hi, everybody. Welcome. And, well, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Professor Alex, and together with my wife, Silvia, better known as Pajarita Birdie, we are therapists, holistic, and specialize mostly in meditation and dealing and healing with emotions. But this time we're going to make a very short program, very short capsule, sharing with you just a little bit of one of our most important experiences, which took place something like 6 months ago. During our process, which started almost like 35 years ago, talking about awakening, a death experience in my case, and many other things, I can tell that early this year, I started having some awful anxiety attacks, as we say. And honestly, for you, so you can have an idea, we're almost vegetarians. We don't have any pork, mostly chicken and fish. We meditate. We're therapists, as I already said. We don't drink a single drop of alcohol. In my case, I've never been a drinker. And so many extras so you can have a better idea, especially if you know about energy. And for some reason, I started to have anxiety, what we call attacks, something between 3 to 4 per night for about a week. I heard a lot about it. I remember my grandfather having something like that, which he expressed in his own words as choking, like choking. And you can't believe how awful it is until you live it. It's like if someone during your sleep time, somebody places a sack of cement on your chest, and also you feel like your life is being taken away. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. I remember that time. It was a very hot season. I live here on the coast of Veracruz, Mexico. I got up, I turned on the air conditioner and the fan also, trying to deal with this situation. I remember the very first one was about 11:30, then 1:30 or 2, then 4, and finally the last one about 5:30 or 6. 3 to 4 every single night. Honestly, it's a situation I would never ever wish anyone to have it. But by day 7, I decided to do something about it. It was the third attack of the night. I sat on the bed and I said, no, man, I have to control it. That's one of our special things we work with. And I closed my eyes, got into my breathing, and finally it started to vanish. It started to fade away. And all right. Well, finally, I was able to control it. And I took advantage of it and decided to connect, to go deeper. I got into a deeper state. And as channelers, also mostly Birdie, my wife, but once in a while I'd get answers. And I felt so connected that I said, what's going on? Archons. That's all I got as an answer. Believe it or not, guys, I was like, so that's it? Okay, I'm in trouble. I tried to sleep again. No chance, but head was like working a lot. And that same morning, a couple hours later, once my wife was up, I said, "Hun, I need something to keep away archons and mostly low frequency energy." It was about a week after, because these things are channeled and you got to be very, very sure you have it. Definitely the right thing. Okay? Well, let me tell you what happens. Well, we started using the very first symbol, which is the one you can see on that blanket, the one that looks like an S, like on a mirror. Okay. Once we got that symbol, we started to use it. We started to work with it, and we were able, at least in my case, because as therapists, my wife and I, we have a ritual. We both sit one before the other. We start to get into our deep meditation, and then we do something together, and we connect as one. And after that, we get sitting again, and then we draw with our index right on the heart chakra, all the way down to the plexus, which is where you get these attacks mostly. People who know about energy will understand it. Okay. We draw it with all intention, and then the thing that goes horizontally. It stopped. But you gotta have to practice, and at least in our cases, to be with someone else. Okay. A week later, we got the second symbol, which is the one you can see on the blanket as a cone spiral. It's like a cone spring. If you can count, you can see carefully, it has 7 loops. People who know about energy will understand what each loop means. And the arrows. Okay. Birdie, Sylvia, she channels since she was 11. And now, after working with other things as a therapist, she channels absolutely wonderful. She got the second symbol. And she was asking, okay, is this okay? I know, it's got to be 7. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And then she said, what is it for? This one you have to use it together with the S, with the mirrored S. Let me explain you what the S is. Okay, the S is exactly, let me try this. Okay. This is the S. It's the perfect yin and yang. Okay. But placed like this. Okay. Got it? Okay. I don't like to call it bad and good. It's always energy. Light and darkness, whatever you want. But it has to be in a perfect equilibrium. So, the S represents high frequency and low frequency energy. But the little hyphen, or I don't know how you call it in English, that thing, that wavy thing, splitting both parts, is like a one-way energy valve. It allows only high frequency energy to go through and blocks perfectly low frequency energy as archons and other kind of things. Okay? The second symbol, Birdie was told that this is to be used together with the S. And she says, to improve the purpose or the function. And she heard, more than that, it triples the effect. We've been working since then using those symbols. Now in this case, as you can see, in a blanket with the flower of life, which is one of the most representative symbols of sacred geometry, together with the pillow sleeves or cases, I don't know how you call them, covers, the pillow covers. They are sold separately. You can order 1 or 2 pillow cases, or in the blanket, we have them in 2 sizes. We've been having reports since then with very, very interesting results. It was designed mostly, this together with the metal, well, mine is black, to stop night attacks as anxiety, sleep paralysis, and nightmares. But we've been receiving reports of all kind of changes, even for people, elder people, that have problem breathing or nightmares or jumpy legs and things like that, with a blanket on their legs during daytime. You know, elder people normally sleep a very good long time at the couch watching TV, and they are like, And also, guys, let me warn you, if a person who drinks gets the blanket on by nighttime, they're going to have one kind of shaky night. But it will start seeing changes on that person, especially lowering the amount of alcohol they normally drink. These are our 2 star products. We have many others, but we decided to share this with you because anxiety is a horrible thing. As I said before, I would never ever wish anyone to have that. And we've been having cases of people that they're having not only at night, during daytime, anxiety. And the metal, and at night, reinforced with the blanket or the pillow, but especially the blanket, it works more than perfectly, like magic. It's energy, guys. And well, we've been sending all these kind of products all over the world: Canada, US, Central, South America, Europe, even Japan sometimes. And people is really happy. We've been having repeated customers because they do work, guys. And well, guys, I just want to profit to make you an invitation to join us for this next season, because as healers, as therapists, we also work with sacred ancient medicine. Therapies will be held by Sylvia, better known as Birdie. She's got a very, very interesting technique of her own, supported by Andromedans such as Alex Collier. You can look for him. And we'll be working at Yucatan State, close to the capital, to Merida. It's a wonderful, in the middle of the jungle ranch. And they have in that ranch, they have the blessing of having a Maya ancient portal. We'll be holding that, all these ceremonies. Well, the therapies are going to be done at Merida, Yucatan, the capital, by Sylvia during the 22nd of November, and Saturday and Sunday. Those ceremonies will be held right at the place I already stated. It's in the middle of the jungle at a ranch, right at a Maya ancient portal. If you have had any experience before with ancient medicine, you gotta try this. Saturday, a ceremony we call Cosmic Women. It's a ceremony where we provide you a very, very, very little amount of mushrooms, known as the rumbes, or little birds, which were the mushrooms used by Maria Sabina, the world famous lady, shaman lady from Oaxaca. You can look for her. Cosmic Women, this is a ceremony, and the little amount we provide you of those mushrooms is just to enhance your connection. It's not an, let's say, an amount for hallucinating. This is medicine, guys. It's mostly a work of breathing techniques, visualization, and mantras. That's all. Mushrooms are only to speed up the process, to walk you right to the doorway of your own process. And from that point and on, it's mantras, breathing, and meditation. Internal awakening. It's an invitation for women and men. Cosmic Women, as the name states, is just for ladies. And Internal Awakening is for anyone welcome, adults. But there are some requirements. I know people who normally joins us are not very big time meat eaters. It's people who know about process, who know the importance of this kind of ceremonies. Sunday is the king of ceremonies. We work with the famous Beautiful Todd, which is the Todd that even Mike Tyson used. And since then, he's a wonderful human being. There are requirements for having Beautiful Todd and also the pineal experience. Well, mostly the Beautiful Todd ceremony, because medically you have to meet some conditions. It's a very interesting experience. It's something way beyond ayahuasca. The effect is going to take something like 30 to 60 minutes, together with myself, working with the drum and chanting. But it's a very special chanting. It's an old native language, all right? Because there's a lot of people making misuse of Beautiful Todd. They sing with guitar, some kind of songs they make up. You have to use the real ancient language. That's one. And pineal experience, it's a ceremony, mostly a highly efficient meeting Very recommended after beautiful thought. You will be totally conscious, sorry. It's breathing, mantras, and visualizing. With this technique, after beautiful thought, you can bring back the effect of beautiful for something like 30 days. During your meditation, if you follow that procedure, you will be able to bring back the beautiful like this, and also to speed up your connection process. These ceremonies are extremely recommended for people who are having a hard time in feelings, people with depression, people with anxiety, but not medicated yet. Okay, if you lost some loved one or you've been having under a lot of problems, this can help you a lot. And also very recommend, especially the beautiful thought ceremony for therapists who handle energy, be it Reiki, be it any other kind of technique, even magnets. It is going to boost you. It's going to clean you 100% and boost your sensibility and your energy flow. You're invited for November. You can see we're bilingual, we're polyglot. You can come here, even speak in English, French, and if you speak Italian, I can deal with it also. These are our other platforms we use, but unfortunately, everything is in Spanish, but doesn't matter, guys. You might find something interesting for you. Any case you need a product, any therapy that can be held distance, we do remote therapy, no problem for emotional issues mostly. You can send a message to the number we have below, voice or text messages exclusively by WhatsApp or Telegram, guys. We don't take calls, sorry, because we get calls from all over the world, and sometimes we get a phone call from Asia, far Asia or some other place, and the timetable is not very adequate. So please send us a line, send us a text message or voice message. We'll be glad to help you out to heal whatever you're dealing with. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for sharing this. May there be light always on your way.